Hello guys, it's Kasim. Welcome back again to my channel. I hope you're doing alright. I hope everything is okay. I hope you're working out. I hope you are educating yourself. I hope you're taking things to the next level in your life. So I wanted to speak about something that I was finding really interesting, which is what I find interesting about Mimecraft. And I hope that in some way it can maybe get you to think about something. It can help you become a higher follow expression of who you're capable of becoming, get you to maybe reflect on something that you haven't before. But I hope that in some way it can help you. But before we get into that, guys, if you want to help me get to 1,000 subscribers by June, please can you like and subscribe to my channel? You'd be an absolute legend. Okay, cool. So I wrote down some things that I was thinking about regarding Minecraft. And one of the things that I wrote down is that number one is that the world is going virtual. The world is going virtual, and there is no denying it. And I think this is one of the. I was doing some research on something recently, which I found interesting, which was talking about how sort of people work in terms of marketing and products. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but they were talking about the fact that there are what I call early adopters. So early adopters are people who, when a new product or something new comes out, these are people who are very open, and they'll say, cool, yeah, I'll try it, yeah, I'll buy it, yeah, I'll invest in it, whatever, cool, let's go, let's try it, right? So you get Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, anything new, they're like, okay, let's go to it, let's try it, I'm really interested. And then you got a second wave of people who are like, okay, well, I'm going to wait to see whether this works out, whether it's good, whether it's not good, and then I'll jump on it. And then you've got the third wave, which are the reluctant people, which even you probably know of today, where there are some people like who are not on the internet, even though the internet's been around for ages. There's some people who are not on Facebook, even though it's been around for ages. There's people who don't have Snapchat, they don't have Instagram, they don't have Twitter, they don't have anything, right? They're just not interested in that kind of stuff. There are people today who still don't have televisions. There are people who don't have iPads, right? Because they're just not interested in engaging in mainstream, or they're quite defiant, or whatever their reason might be. But the reason why I say this to you is, and I was thinking about this, is because we're living in a world today where you cannot escape virtualism. You are not going to be able to escape it. Like, an element of life is, I read something and I heard something that Jim Rohn once said, which is that he said, learn to get on the good side of the way things work. And what I think Jim Rohn was trying to say is, look, absolutely, it's good for you to be outside of the system. It's good for you to have your own code, your own morals. It's good for you not to be dragged into mainstream stuff. But also, part of life is understanding that there are certain rules, that the flow of life works in a certain way, right? So for example, I was saying to a friend of mine recently, Roland, I said to Roland, look, Roland, I know, basically Roland was complaining to me because he said, Kasim, why is it that I should have to work for 4 months to get money to go on holiday, but my holiday is only 2 weeks? It's not fair, it's not right, right? And I said to Roland, that's fine. However, at the moment, you're not going to be able to change that. So just get along with the system, earn as much money as you can, which will allow you to break out of that system. In other words, I said to him, you must master how things are first and then break out of the system. And what I'm finding, and is something, part of the reason why I wanted to say this to you, is that a lot of us guys are actually missing out on some really great opportunities and great things in life because we just don't want to engage in the rules, and we don't want to play the game that currently exists and has already been played by many people, right? And so there are things like, for example, NFTs, right? Non-fungible tokens, cryptocurrency, right? Facebook, like what I'm saying to you is all of these things are there for you to take advantage of and to make money and to become successful and to connect with people and to build businesses with. Like you got, for example, YouTube. YouTube exists. Any one of you guys is listening to me today, if you're really passionate about something, you could go online and create a video. You could do courses online. There's things like Fiverr.com. There's I think there is a website where it's called Shopify, where you can create your own designs, clothing, etc. And what I'm saying to you is they exist, but most of us are not taking advantage of them. And they're all virtual, they're all online. And what I'm trying to say to you is, a lot of you guys are operating from being in the last group where you just don't want to engage in life, but you're missing out on all of the things. And so what I would say to you is move to being the middle group, meaning you don't always have to be the first to jump on anything and be everything and try everything out. But look, study what is hot, study what is new, and look at, is there an advantage to this? Is there a need for this? Could I do well? Could I leverage this in my own life? Right? For example, today, there is no way, if you live in the UK, that you can escape WhatsApp. Because virtually, one of the main ways people communicate is through WhatsApp. Pictures, documents, it's all on WhatsApp, right? It's all communicated through WhatsApp. Today, you've got things like Zoom. You can't escape Zoom today. There are. So, for example, if you're somebody who's like, well, Kasim, I'm not into Zoom and I'm not into all of that stuff, you can't escape it. So what I'm saying to you is, know about it, understand it, how does it function, what are its advantages, why do some people use it, so that later on, if an opportunity arises where you need to use it, it can be at your advantage. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of you who are just, you don't even recognize it, you don't even know what the advantages of a lot of things are, and therefore you can't leverage it. For example, you've got things like Instagram. And one of the things that I say to people is, today, your online presence is your CV. There's a lot of you guys who are really good at pottery, who are really good at child minding, who are really good at computers. And I'm saying to you, you don't necessarily have to be clogged up on and posting your personal life on Instagram, but you can post about things that you're really interested in. So for example, there is a guy on there who I'm following, and his thing is he loves walks. He goes all over Britain, along the coast, going up towards Pembrokeshire, going up towards Scotland, and he just takes pictures of things of where he walks. I mean, the guy has over 100,000 followers. Why? Because there are some people who are never going to be able to go to Pembrokeshire. Some people, and there is a guy who I'm following at the moment. Do you know what he does? He goes into different towns in the UK, and do you know what he does? He walks around the towns and records himself walking around the towns. Right? And that's it. That's all he does. He uploads it on YouTube, and he takes snippets of it and he puts it on what do you call it, on Instagram. The guy is making a killing from that. And what I'm saying to you is, there are these opportunities where some of you could leverage some of this stuff, but you're just not even engaging in it. And it's going to cause you a massive issue, because we are now going to be going virtual. You ain't going to be able to escape this. All of us are going to go virtual. And if you don't want to engage in this, you're going to miss out on some amazing opportunities, and you're going to be left behind. So I just say this to you, it's your life, obviously do as you wish, but I'm just saying, learn to get on the good side of the way things work. Don't be convoluted in it and let it consume you, but take advantage of it. 2, we all know the keys to influencing human behavior now. So pretty much, if you know anything about let me go back. I've been curious for some time as to why things like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, why these things have been so big. Why do people love them? Why do people love Mimecraft? I've been like, what is people's obsession with these things? And what I began to realize as I studied them is that they hit at all the human needs, right? If you look at Harry Potter and you look at Minecraft, they have story, they have adventure, they have a sense of community, they have escapism or distraction, right? They have all of these different elements which are what people are looking for. People want adventure, people want escapism, people want to feel like they're part of a community. This is why I say you can't escape being virtual, because communities are no longer going to be in your local town. Communities are going to be globalized now. People who think like you, people who like the same things as you, are all going to be online now, right? And so one of the things that's really important, and is something now, I told you that you want to, in the first point I said to you, you need to understand how to use social media in the virtual world. But now the second thing is you need to learn how to defend yourself against it. Because I say this to you because there are university courses that teach people how to basically create apps and create algorithms which basically keep people in a virtual world, which keeps you on Snapchat, which keeps you on Instagram, which keeps you on Mimecraft. It is literally a science. They know what to do. They know how people work. And so as a result, what I'm saying to you is you also need to know how people work. You need to understand psychology. You need to understand your patterns. You need to understand your thinking, because you're going to be brought into a matrix that if you're not very careful about, you're going to be used. Ultimately, you have to understand that Minecraft is a business, right? If Minecraft cannot make money, it would run out of business. People wouldn't buy it. So therefore, you have to understand that a business first interest is to put, not you, is to their needs, right? Is to serve their own needs. Now, in me saying that, there's always exceptions. There's some companies that genuinely put their customers ahead of anything, but that just isn't the majority of companies. And I'm sorry to tell you that, right? And so as a result, you have to understand, okay, so there's going to be companies who are going to use me, who they're going to use my data, who are going to use my information, what I play, what I click on. But is that what I want, right? There's going to be companies that are going to keep giving me what I want so that I can keep in this game, so that I'm not, so that I can keep on this app, so that I can keep on whatever it is. And I'm not in actual real life. And that's something you're going to have to really be conscious of, and you're going to have to mind within your own life. Because a lot of guys don't realize they're being used. People think Facebook is free. Facebook is not free. Facebook is an organization, it's a company, it's a business, right? No, listen to me. One of the things that I've learned in life is nothing is for free. Everything has a price. Love has a price. Relationships have price. Your family has a price. You know, I said to somebody the other day, your parents don't love you unconditionally. Most parents don't love their kids unconditionally. Why? Because if their parents were to become murderers, their children were to become murderers, their children were not to live a certain lifestyle that they want, maybe get into prostitution, etc., most parents would disown their children. So they can't love you unconditionally, right? Most of love is dependent on people behaving in a certain way, right? Because we're all part of society. You can't escape it. Well, technically, there's some people who are out of society who don't want to be bound by any rules, but that's a different conversation. And so what I'm basically trying to say to you is you need to learn how you work, how you function, how you can be used, because these companies are going to use you if you're not careful. The third thing that I was thinking about, which I wanted to share with you, is that people are turning to the virtual world because it is not bound by rules, expectation, boundaries, and is predictable. So I looked at the data and the statistics, and Minecraft is 54% of boys who play it and 32% of girls that play it. Now, bearing in mind that I told you earlier on what people are looking for. So human needs, people want story, people want adventure, people want community, and people want distraction and escapism. Boys, biologically, we're programmed, and I'm looking at this from a Darwinian perspective, we've been programmed to be the hunters, to be the providers, right? We seek adventure. We used to go out there and kill a lion or kill the bear or kill the zebra or whatever it may be. That has been our role, right? All throughout human history, we used to have storytelling, right? That's why kids love being told stories, right? We used to live in small communities historically, so biologically, that's what we know. And so here's what I'm saying to you. And so we used to use things like escapism, like dances and things like, and tribal dances and things like that as a way to escape. Here's what I'm saying to you. A lot of guys, that's what biologically we're looking for. And so I say this to you because a lot of guys are going towards the internet, which I find fascinating because we're living in such a volatile world. You know, there's a quote that I give you guys all the time, which is what the late Peter Drucker said. Peter Drucker said that we live in the era of the 3 C's: accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. Basically, what he was saying is that we live in a bloody volatile world. The world is nuts, right? Men, one of the generalizations that I would make about men is that men like things that are predictable. we like things that are based on rules, which is why so many men are going towards games now. Why? Because a game is predictable. You know, the rules are set out by a game, and then they pretty much say, do whatever you want within the context of these rules, right? But also, today, what games are doing is they're giving you all the other things. They're giving you a sense of community. You've got people who believe the same things as you, who are creative as you, who like the same things as you. Like Minecraft is literally a community of people who are all creatives, who are all around the same kind of age, who are all interested in the same kind of things, and it is fascinating to watch. In Minecraft, you get story, you get adventure, you get escapism. Everything is being created for you in one game. So it's no surprise that people are flocking to it and people absolutely love it, right? And so I was just thinking about that. What did I write here? I wrote down here that to your mind, you have actually... Oh, that's what I wanted to say on this. So I wrote down here that to your mind, you've actually worked hard, but just not in real life. I wrote this down because one of the things that I was thinking about as I was thinking about this is that you have to be really careful because so many of the human needs that men have and women have are being met in the game, meaning you get to create, you get a sense of adventure, you get stories. Your mind can't really differentiate between what is real and what is false. So to your mind, you've actually worked really hard. You've gone on an adventure, you've created this city, you've created this building, you've actually worked really hard. And so what I'm seeing is that a lot of guys in real life are knackered all the time. They're really, really, really tired, right? And part of the reason why they're really tired is because they genuinely have been, psychologically, they have been working really hard. When they're playing World of Warcraft, they're playing Mimecraft, playing whatever it is that they're playing, they genuinely are exerting a lot of psychological energy into this game. So when they then go to work and they are having to be in the office and interact with people and try to be creative and problem solve, their energy is exerted. They have no more energy. And so I think this is something that you have to really think about. Imagine playing on the weekend, spending, I don't know, 8 hours on the weekend playing FIFA. We then ask ourselves, are you really then going to have the energy or the psychological energy to then talk about really deep conversations with your partner? About marriage, about children, about schooling, about things that are happening within society. You just are not. You're knackered. Your brain is knackered. And so that's something that I was thinking about, and it's something that I was observing with regards to Minecraft, because we talk about a lot of the people who play Minecraft are kids, obviously. And we are thinking, well, why are our kids in school so tired? Why are they so edgy, right? Why are kids so mean on the internet? Why do they write such horrible things? Well, part of it is because they're knackered. They're really tired. And so it's just something that I wanted to just share with you, and I think it's just something for you to think about. But I don't know whether you might disagree with me, you might agree with me. I'm always keen to hear what your thoughts are. So comment below, send me a message, and we can have a dialogue, we can have a conversation. What are you finding? Do you agree? Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, if you want to help me get to 1,000 subscribers by June. But apart from that, I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.